Hey FT, my sweet love. I hope you and yours are doing amazing today. But if it's your first time in here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Kiki. Please do me the little favor of hitting the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that we can become fragrance friends and you can be informed whenever I upload a new video. Now, what a year 2024 has been for the world of fragrances. We got so many offerings on the market that I lost count. Anyway, on today's video, I will be sharing with you some of my favorite fragrances released in 2024, as well as some of my biggest letdowns. Yeah, if you'd like to know what fragrances made the cut, why don't you get settled, get hydrated, let's get into the video. All right, so I'm going to start off with the biggest letdowns of the year, which I'll categorize as the worst fragrances released in 2024. I have got 5 of them. Starting off at number 5 is Hareem Al Sultan, and this is by Khadlaj. Such a beautiful fragrance bottle this is packaged in. I love the way the cap is designed. It looks so regal and just beauty to look at. Now, as you can see, I haven't made that much of a dent in this fragrance, and that's because this is such a harsh smelling fragrance. Now, if you're not familiar, Hareem Al Sultan is supposed to be the fragrance version of the viral fragrance oil by Khadlaj, also named Hareem Al Sultan. So, in getting this, I was expecting that I'll be getting the same tropical deliciousness that the oil is known to be. I was expecting this to even perform better because now, away from being an oil, it's in a fragrance form. So it sprays better, has better alcohol present in it, and will just generally perform better. Unfortunately for me, multiple factors affected this fragrance release. Number one, the opening was great, but as it settled in, it started smelling like hairspray. I do not want to smell like a salon. I don't want to smell like hair. I don't want to smell like hairspray. But that's what I was getting in Hareem Al Sultan. And it also had something that smelled a bit synthetic with that sweetness or the fruity appeal here. It wasn't smelling as original, as authentic, or as fresh and as delicious or juicy as what I was getting in the perfume oil. This just smelled very artificial, right? And it was just too much to bear. I did not want to smell like this. As you can see, I haven't made that much of a dent because it was just a rough experience for me wearing this fragrance or even attempting to wear it. I just felt that they could have taken their time to recreate the same DNA, the same smell we're getting in the perfume oil in the perfume version. But unfortunately, this just did not come out the way I wanted it to be. And I cannot just for the life of me imagine wearing this at all. So it's been sitting in my collection. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe declutter, but I feel bad giving this away because this is almost like giving something I cannot stand to someone else. Like I said, it smells like hairspray, it smells synthetic, and in fact, the performance does not even match what the perfume oil delivers, right? So that's another fail for me when it comes to Hareem Al Sultan. So I feel that Khadlaj had a great opportunity to make this a major hit, but unfortunately, with those aspects that I mentioned, the way it smelled, the performance, and just overall feel of the fragrance was a turn off and a disappointment. Hopefully, Khadlaj can take this back into the lab and recreate something that represents what we're getting in perfume oil. But for me, this was a big letdown, and it's a number 5. And number 4 is Afternoon Delight, and this is by Maison Martin Margiela. Now, this is a fragrance that a lot of people were looking forward to because, as we know, with Maison Martin Margiela fragrances, it's like you're transported to a different place and time. They take you through a journey with their fragrances. Now, in this case, with Afternoon Delight, you're seeing the fragrance being described as a warm vanilla middling, and the description of this type of fragrance is more like a memory in a fragrance. I'm trying to read out what is written in front of this here. Also, in terms of the time and place you should be transported to, you should be in Paris at 1996. So that is supposed to be the aesthetic, the vibe, the aura of this fragrance. And I will tell you this, that the one thing they got correctly is the fact that this smells like a warm vanilla madeline. If you've ever had that cookie, it is absolutely delicious. It's warm, it's creamy, it's milky, and I'm getting that exact description in this fragrance. But to me, that's where it ends because I don't imagine this to be memorable in any form or shape. I mean, in the sea of gourmands, we got a lot of those this year. This doesn't stand out, so it's not memorable for me. Also, the performance is so bad This almost feels like water mixed with a few drops of fragrance oil. In addition to that, as the fragrance is settling in, it starts smelling like baby milk. And in as much as that is the cutest thing ever, I don't want to smell cute. I want to smell like a woman, a flirty woman, someone who is soft and pretty, which is what I expected this fragrance to smell like with the whole description. And we're talking about Paris. I mean, I wanted to smell chic as well. Unfortunately, I did not feel that with Afternoon Delight, and so this was a big letdown for me. And number three is Cosmic by Kylie Jenner. Now, this is such an ethereal looking bottle, looks absolutely gorgeous, and I think it is so beautiful and just a work of art. This I would give a 9 over 10 in terms of the design. It literally looks like the idea of something in the cosmic. This is just a perfectly named fragrance when it comes to matching the bottle. Now, this is Kylie Jenner's first official fragrance launch, so the expectations were high. And the way it was described, I was expecting something that is so transient and ultra feminine at the same time. I wanted to feel like I was levitating and in clouds. Now, this is a pretty fragrance. It's a floral scent. It is beautiful. I think that this will make for a gorgeous date night fragrance. However, this reminds me of so many fragrances that I have tried in the past, be it at Victoria's Secrets or maybe a body mist from Bath and Body Works. In fact, I'm very certain that I've tried this from a few celebrity scents in the past few years. What I'm trying to say is that there is nothing stand out or nothing that really jumps out when it comes to Cosmic by Kylie Jenner. This is nothing groundbreaking. This is not a fragrance that I'll expect for someone, especially for their first official fragrance release. You had enough time to really delve into understanding fragrances and what people were looking for. This to me, I think, was such a lazy job. And we could have gotten better, especially for such a beautifully designed bottle. This was just a waste of packaging, in my opinion, and I would not encourage anybody to really spend their money to get this. Now, you can give this to maybe a teenager or someone who is just trying to get into fragrances within the younger crowd, but for a woman, nah, I don't think that this is worth just going out of your way to get. So that's my take on this. It's a lazy job. You can easily get this somewhere else for something more affordable in terms of pricing. And hopefully Kylie's other fragrances, that if she does do them, will be better offerings than what we're getting with Cosmic. This was a big letdown and it's at number 3. Number 2 is Venom Secret of Shaman, and this is by Simone and Andreoli. Now this is from their Ile de Parfum Intense series, which I believe it's their take on Extrait de Parfum concentration. So basically, whenever you see one of their black bottles, just know it's that Extrait de Parfum in terms of how it will perform. Really, it's quite intense. Now, Venom Secret of Shaman has the note of dates, and if you know me, whenever I see that note, it's a no-brainer. I must have it in my collection, and so I blind bought this. Coupled with the fact that it has some of my favorite notes: patchouli, vanilla, saffron, tobacco. So I was imagining this to be like a cocktail of notes that will present itself as such an opulent smelling fragrance. Like I wanted this to smell like I was in charge of a conglomerate of companies or whatnot. Now this right here literally smells like the name Venom. It smells bitter. It smells so bad that I like to imagine this as you have a barrel and you fill it up with old resins, right? Because resin is actually a note here and it's bitter. If you ever smelled a type of resin, it's bitter. So you have the barrel with that, and then you bring in some old aged leather and dry tobacco leaves, and then you close up the barrel, keep it in a dark room for days or weeks on end. Once you open it up, that smell you're getting is what this smells like. I cannot imagine this on any human being on its own. It smells so bad. This is something you want to wear if you want to put people off. This is, I can go on and on. I am utterly disappointed. The notes of dates and saffron and vanilla do not show up here at all. I don't even get patchouli here. This is all your resins, your tobacco, your leather, and it is bad to my nose. Now, the only good part is that it's malleable, so I can layer it with other fragrances and get something distinct and nice. But beyond that, on its own, you will not find me wearing this fragrance. It literally smells like Venom. It smells bitter, and this to me is such a huge fail. And I hope that they reconsider whatever formulation or combination this is and create something better. Yeah, and it's a number 2. And the number one worst fragrance released in 2022, in my opinion, has to be Oud Cadenza, and this is by Maison Crivelli. And this is a fragrance that when I received it, I actually shed a tear because it almost felt like what was presented in terms of the notes was a complete opposite from what I was getting in this fragrance. Again, there's the presence of dates, which I was really excited for, but there was also caramel and sugar cane and Madagascar vanilla, some spicy notes like ginger and cardamom. So I was really excited about this release. And when I smelled it, this was like dry, slightly animalic oud and chocolate mixed together. That's what I was getting from this fragrance. There was no sweetness at all. And worse off is that this wasn't performing as expected. If you know the Maison Crivelli DNA, you know it's intense. I mean, it's supposed to be an extrait de parfum. It literally says it here. So you're getting beast mode. This performs like a regular perfume. I literally had to overspray myself the first time to get it to really come off of my skin. Another time I tried it out, I had to overspray as well, compared to hibiscus mahajad, where you literally just do 2-3 sprays and it's projecting, it's smelling on your clothes for days. That was not the case with Oud Cadenza. So bad performance, and also the smell was just completely different from what the notes look like on paper. Now, I've kept this in my collection for months now, and I would say that it is still that fickle way, but it's getting a little bit better and still wearable. Maybe it's because the weather is getting cold right now, but that sweetness, caramel, sugarcane, dates, and vanilla is just not something you are going to get in this fragrance. So if you're like me and we're expecting sweet, spicy oud fragrance, absolutely not. You're not going to get that in here. This is dry. This is that fickle oud in a way, as well as chocolate. And I don't like the note of chocolate in fragrances. So again, that was just points taken away from Oud Cadenza. Completely disappointed in this one. I expected better. I paid to get better, but I feel that this was just a complete epic fail. But hopefully Maison Crivelli will have better offerings in 2025. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to hold my breath for any of their fragrances anymore. I would try to test it out first before getting it. And that's my mistake. This has been my list of the worst fragrances in 2024, with Oud Cadenza being at number 1. Now let's get into the good stuff. My favorite releases of the year. Starting off my list of my 10 best fragrances released in 2024, at number 10 is Crystal Saffron Extrait, and this is by Matiere Premier. Look at how deep, dark, and sexy this bottle looks. I just love the way the black is done here with this fragrance. Now, Crystal Saffron Extrait to me is your definition of opulence in a fragrance. This will have you smelling like old money. This will have you smelling like you know and are of wealth. Everything about you screams luxury without you trying. You know, quiet luxury, that is what Crystal Saffron Extrait embodies. And that is the aura you're going to have around you while wearing this fragrance. This is a beast. Okay, Matiere Premier fragrances are known to be just long-lasting, very intense, very potent fragrances, and seeing them do an Extrait de Parfum version just takes this to another level. 3 sprays is all you need, and you're going to announce your presence without even trying. This is a fragrance for those who love the note of saffron, because that's all you're getting in this fragrance. I see this as a well-concocted, smooth, dark take on the note of saffron. Very well done here. Saffron typically smells spicy and warm, and you're getting that in Crystal Saffron Extrait. This is such a just enjoyable fragrance for those who love saffron fragrances. If you do, you have to have Crystal Saffron Extrait in your collection. Long lasting, smells incredible, perfectly unisex, and it's a number 10 of my best fragrances released in 2024. And number 9 is Wavechild, and this is by Room 1015. I am in love with the color of this bottle. It looks so magical and very electric at the same time. Wavechild is for my watermelon lovers. If you love that note, this is a fragrance you will completely adore. Wavechild was a highlight for me in summertime because this got me a lot of compliments. I mean, this is your sweet, juicy watermelon candy fragrance. Yeah, the concept of that is what you're getting essentially in Wavechild, and this is beautiful. Now, I love the name, right? It's a play on the ocean and someone who enjoys just being one with the sea. This is beautiful because it also has a sort of ozonic feel to it as well. So it's light, but at the same time, it's juicy, and it is just something you want to bathe yourself in the heat of summer. This is a fragrance that I just wore a lot. And for me, the longer it stayed in my collection, the stronger it got. I just enjoy it. That delicious candy. If you've ever had a watermelon candy before, that's what you're getting in Wavechild. Absolutely delicious, long lasting for me. Smells incredible. Got me a lot of compliments in summertime. And listen, I'm waiting for the next summer so I can pop this baby out, but it's one that I just really enjoyed having in my collection. And yeah, it's one of my favorite releases of 2024. At number 9, this is Wavechild. And number 8 is Rebirth, and this is by the brand Maison Daba. They're based out of the UAE. I just love the shade of this bottle, and I love the text they have written here, which says evoke unique opulence. And trust me, that is how you're going to feel while wearing this fragrance. This is all about bringing out the opulence in you, bringing out the luxurious vibe that you have to offer. This is a fragrance that has some floral notes that are warm and spicy. I'm talking saffron and lavender. You also have some creamy vanilla in here, making this one that smells very sensual and intoxicating in the air. This fragrance and the compliments 5 and 6, like they're together, they work hand in hand. You cannot wear Rebirth and not get compliments. That is for sure. This is a fragrance that also has some amber as well for that warm. So I like to call this a warm, spicy fragrance that is perfect for year-round wear. Now I got this as the summer was starting off, and it was projecting, it was getting me the compliments. And you know what? I need to pull this back out right now as the weather is cold because I know that this will stand out. Springtime is when a few people who have tried this have said this really pushes off. So if it's already performing really well for me in summertime and it's working well in springtime, yes, I would say that this is a perfect year-round fragrance. But that being said, this is a gorgeous, severely underrated gem of a fragrance, and the house in general, they have a few offerings that are really stellar. But Rebirth for me was the standout. You got to check this out if you love your saffron, if you love your warm, spicy notes, if you want to smell like elegance personified, you're going to get that and feel that while wearing Rebirth. And I consider this to be one of the best releases of 2024. And for me, it's a number 8. And number 7 is Guilty Crush, and this is by the House of Oud, one of the most beautiful fragrance bottles that I've seen in such a long time. You got to see this in person to truly appreciate the work that was put into this design. Now, I love the text that says, "You are a star," and here it says, "Dream gorgeous." Of course, dream big. You can do it. Whatever you dream, you can achieve it. But anyway, Guilty Crush is for those who want to smell like a Lorelei, or you want to smell like a femme fatale. Think of yourself as a Lilith. That is what Guilty Crush will have you smelling like, because it has the key note of lipstick, which is such a unique note used in fragrances. I have a couple of fragrances with that note, and boy, whenever I wear it, I feel like a badass lady. I feel so in control and in charge. Nothing can stop me, and that is the vibe you're going to get with Guilty Crush. Now, in addition to lipstick, you're also getting strawberry and what smells like raspberry champagne. This is such a delicious, but at the same time grown and sexy combination of notes that once you wear it, first of all, it's a beast mode. Two, it smells very addictive in the air. This is so unique. You're not going to be smelling like any other person, and it is something that also intoxicates people when they smell this on you. So it's intoxicating, it's addictive. You're going to smell very sensual and exotic at the same time. What is there not to love? I will say though that this is a fragrance I find that works best in summertime. I haven't tried it now as the weather is getting cold, but boy, smells so sexy, literally. Like, but you have to get into the note of lipstick to enjoy it. So I wouldn't consider this to be a blind buy safe fragrance. Try to get a decant and see if it's up your alley, but give it some time, because this is not one of those that once you wear, you get something and you're gonna go. Once it dries down as well, it transforms into something else. So it's a fragrance that takes you on a journey, and I love that. So if you're trying to give that a go, check this out. Get a decant, try it out, and hopefully you can be a Lilith for the night. And number 6 is Sirène. Is it Siren or Siren? Anyway, this is the gorgeousness from the house of fragrance Dubois. You know, when people tell you the story of how a fragrance kept them up at night, I promise you that I had the same experience with Siren at the launch of this fragrance. I smelled this, nothing else mattered to me. For the next 2-3 weeks, this was the only fragrance I could think of. I got a decant as well to continue to remind me of what I had smelled in the store. And I just knew that this had to be mine. It had to be my collection. I'm so happy I did. Siren, let's call it that, is a fragrance that I ordinarily would not have gravitated to because it has the note of cherry as a standout. But smelling that in person and seeing how it works with oud here just gives it a body and a feel that I haven't experienced in a fragrance in such a long time. Actually, I don't have anything in my collection that smells like Siren. So this is your cherry, your oud. There's a milky nuance to it as well. So the combination of those notes just makes this one that is so mouth-watering to me. Like, and it's, you feel like the it girl while wearing Siren as a fragrance. Something about it that is hard to explain, but once you experience it, you get it. It's a beautiful fragrance. Your cherry, your oud. The cherry here smells a bit smoking and a little bit sweet, and it comes in with that milk as well. And then the oud here just transforms this fragrance to something else. Oh, absolutely adore this. And whenever I wear Siren, it's almost like I'm on a private jet heading to Tokyo. Something about this fragrance just takes me to Tokyo. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's one of the most expensive cities in the world. And Siren here smells very expensive. It's like you're using the most expensive oud and the most expensive cherries to make a fragrance as special as this. I get compliments all the time. Actually, be honest with you, the fragrances that I mentioned here, one of the first consideration was that they get me compliments, and two, that they're beast mode performance. And then there are other factors. So just know that all of these work well with my DNA, in the air, on my skin, on my clothes, 10 over 10 performance. And in terms of compliments, of course, constant compliments while wearing this. And Siren is not any different. In fact, this is one I would say you can wear out for date nights because for some reason the oud works well with the cherries and the milky ones. I'm getting in here. It's a beautiful fragrance, well done in my opinion, and it's sitting in longer in my collection. It's getting better, it's getting richer, it's getting thicker. This is one of my favorite fragrance, the Bois fragrances, and I just love it. So happy I got this in my collection. And yeah, for a non-cherry fragrance lover like myself, this was worth it. It's on number 6. And number 5 is a red, and this is by Sora Dora. This is a fragrance that I am so addicted to. I am obsessed with this fragrance, and honestly, I'm in love with the house of Sora Dora because you're getting your money's worth basically, because all your fragrances perform like Extrait de Parfum, and you're not even having to spray so much to get it to really bloom off your clothes, off your skin. Potency, quality, 10 over 10 for the brand. But with red right here, this is such a unique fragrance. It has so many notes, but for me, this really smells like your coconut cardamom cookie. This is a delicious, absolutely addictive fragrance. Also, I must call out that there's a note of fig here, and that opens up this fragrance. So if you're into that note, you're going to enjoy this fragrance. The fig adds a sort of freshness to it, which makes this a unique scent, right? So like I said, it smells like cardamom coconut cookie with a touch of fig. Just think of this as your fig has been added to the batter when you're making the cookies, and then it just shines throughout the wear of this fragrance. Absolutely beautiful. One of my most complimented from the list of fragrances here. This is such a unique scent, well crafted. I do not have anything that this smells like in my collection. Another unique blend by the house of Sora Dora and a fragrance released in 2024. I would say this is one of the most unique because the notes, you would never think that they will work together, but they do. Well crafted, very smooth as well. This is perfectly unisex, and yeah, I just love it so much. Potent. So you might think I'm not wearing this a lot, but I do wear it. I don't have to spray so much, and I'm telling you, performance wise, this is so good for me, and I love it so much. So definitely, our number 5 is red coconut cardamom cookies with the infusion of some fig. Mwah, perfecto. And number 4 is Tilia, and this is by Marc-Antoine Barrois. This I will classify as a masterpiece. This is a fragrance that every woman needs to add in her fragrance collection, and I mean that by immediately, ASAP. This is a true gem, a true masterpiece created by the GOAT, the one and only Quentin Bish. This is a fragrance that is so bright. It is airy. It is ethereal. It feels like a sunny day. This feels like light captured in a bottle. That is what Tilia smells like to me. The focus is on the keynote of lime blossom or linden blossom flowers, and that has a honey-like smell to it, which makes this smell very warm and smooth, and you get the honey throughout the wear of this fragrance. Is absolutely beautiful. It also has a note of ambroxan, which makes this such an intense performer. But I love how this fragrance works. It's basically like an angel's hug. You spray it and you think that nothing is around you, but trust me, people can smell this on you. You will wear this and people will compliment you. At the end of the day, if you wear this in the morning, it is a strong performer, but it's soft and airy, making this one that you can easily wear to the office. You can wear on flights. You can wear this on a day-to-day basis. Absolutely beautiful. I consider this to be a great signature scent of a fragrance, and just I love it so much. It is so potent. Once this is done, I'm definitely getting a backup bottle for me because I just want to smell like this all the time. It's a true gem. We definitely needed this accord in the community, and there's nothing like this on the market. So thank you so much to Quentin Bish for delivering another masterpiece. And this right here, at number 4, is Tilia. At number 3, I've got Teriaq Intense, and this is by Lattafa, an original creation from the brand, and this was crafted in collaboration with the one and only Quentin Bish. Oh my goodness, you've got to smell this fragrance. This is such a unique, a unique creation. This is your plum liquor, your cinnamon, your saffron. This is such a beautiful offering. Smells sexy, smells intense, smells deep and dark. This on a man is such a winner. On a woman, absolutely fantastic. You cannot go wrong with Teriaq Intense. I consider this to be the best unisex release on the market in 2024. This is potent. This smells so good. I don't have anything that smells like this on the market. Like I said, it's an original creation. No, this doesn't smell like camera. No, this is not a dupe. I repeat, it's an original creation that smells so good. It's boozy, it is spicy, it is warm. Even though I don't get any sweetness, some people do say I smell sweet as well when they smell this off of me, but I can take it. That's okay. This is so addictive a fragrance. I've also noticed the same pattern with all the fragrances I have here. Beyond them being beast modes, great quality, compliment magnets, I'm addicted to them. And this one, see, I'm already making such a huge dent in it because I wear my fragrances. So this, you gotta have in your collection. Spicy, sexy, warm, intense, perfectly unisex. What is there not to love? An original creation from Lattafa, and number 3, and it's worth having in your collection. And of course, I had to follow that with the OG. My number 2 is Teriaq. Yep, this right here has become one of my signature scents. Look at the dent I've made on this fragrance. Let me tell you, I believe this is my 3rd or is it my 4th bottle? I lost count already. I have backup bottles. I've given this fragrance out as gifts. People adore it. People love to smell this on me. Whenever I wear this, compliments certain. Compliments will be gotten. This is a fragrance that works so well with my DNA. All I get from this is your honeyed leather with some caramel as well. This is a delicious, grown and sexy type of scent that you can wear for date night. You can wear, as a bride. You can wear to going out for special occasions, basically. Now, when there are days that I can't think of what to wear, I'm pulling Teriaq. Like I said, it's one of my signature scents, and it is absolutely delicious. It is so good. It just works so well for me. I like to think of this as a fragrance that was specially created for me. Yeah? No? Too much? No, seriously, this is so good. Now, I love how this is completely different from the one I just showed you, Teriaq Intense. Two different worlds. This is an ultra feminine fragrance. So, ladies, if you want to smell very chic, very sophisticated, very sexy, still sweet and delicious, ready to be devoured, Teriaq is the one for you, in my opinion. Okay, beautiful creation in collaboration with master perfumer Quentin Beach. I mean, he's done it again. 3 times already on my top 10. That's to tell you, he's the GOAT. Check this out if you're looking for something different. I also consider Teriaq to be the best released by an Arabic brand in 2024, the best original fragrance by an Arabic brand in 2024, and definitely the number 2 fragrance released by any fragrance house in 2024. My number 2, Teriaq. Now, can you guess my number 1? Put it in the comments. I want to see if you can think of what I love. Now, before I get to my number 1, I gotta share a bonus, and this is Musk Blend by Khadlaj. Now, this was created by the CEO of the brand, and this is to be a master perfumer creation. This is such a beautiful angelic fragrance. If you literally want to smell like an angel's breath, you're going to have to wear Musk Blend. This is so effortlessly clean. It also has a sweetness from the musk. This is so beautiful. This is airy. I love to wear this on errands. I love to wear this to the gym. I love to wear this to the office, and it works so well. This is a beautiful fragrance. Like, this is how much I have used, and it is a strong performer. One of those fragrances that you think no one can smell it around you, but it does perform. It's like a cloud. It's like a warm hug. A beautiful creation from Khadlaj. I think the only problem is that this has been sold out everywhere. It's inaccessible in the US, so I don't really like to bring this out because I get questions. I'm inundated with inquiries and I just cannot answer. But if you can get your hands on Musk Blend, please do. This is one of the best musk linen fragrances, an original creation by the House of Khadlaj, created by the owner. Yeah, this is a beautiful one. It's the Master Perfumer Collection by the brand, and it is exquisite. My bonus fragrance as one of the best releases of 2024. And if you guessed Queen of Silk as my number 1, you know me so well. This is a masterpiece. This is a fragrance that stands out. This is what a royalty should be able to smell like any given time. Oh my goodness. So many things makes this the best fragrance of 2024. At the barest minimum, the color of purple. This was made for me. But beyond that, it's a fragrance that is warm and spicy, but it is effervescent. It is present. It is in your face. It commands attention. It takes up like it fills up the room. So once you walk in with this, you're owning the space that you're in. People turn their heads to look at who is present, and it is you. All eyes will be on you while wearing Queen of Silk. It delivers. That name is truly what you will be, a queen. And the silk here is tied to how smooth the fragrance smells, even with its warmth and its spiciness. This is a crafted fragrance. Now, here you have the warmth, the spiciness from your saffron, and of course you have the sweetness from passion fruits, dry passion fruits, as I like to call this, because this is a fragrance that it's all about the dryness. Smooth dryness is what you're getting in Queen of Silk, and this is a delivery that is hard to beat. I'm serious. Like, there is only 1 or 2 fragrances on my list that I would say can stand shoulder to shoulder with Queen of Silk when it comes to how unique it really is. And what I mean, let's delve into the word unique. There's just a few fragrances. Queen of Silk is on a realm of its own. It's a fragrance that once you wear it, you're taken to another level. People respect you. You command the attention without even trying. That is what Queen of Silk offers. And it's on you throughout the day. It stays on. Beautiful. I also love that this can layer with anything. You don't have to layer it, but if you attempt to layer it, you're going to get an extra dose of perfection. Creed did an amazing job with this fragrance, and I trust that they're going to win awards. with Queen of Silk, because this is such a beautiful, ultra feminine, womanly type of fragrance. You bloom into your true form while wearing Queen of Silk, and I'm just so grateful that I have this in my collection. Backup bottle worthy for sure. If you can get this, get it. It is worth it. It's just so good to be true, and I'm obsessed with it. This is Queen of Silk, and this is by Creed, my favorite fragrance released in the year 2024. Now, what do you think about my list? Do you agree with my choices? Are there some fragrances you would have loved to see on this list? Let me know. Also, what are some of your favorite fragrances that were released in 2024 and some of your biggest letdowns? Please share them with me. This is such a safe space, no judgment at all, and I thank you for being as open with me as I am with you. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I can't wait to see you soon. Until then, stay blessed, stay beautiful. You are so beautiful, my love. See you soon. Mwah.